You are selling your products wrong, and I can prove it to you. Hi, my name is Benjamin. I'm the owner of a company called A7, and we make around $400K a month by just helping coaches to sell the products online. And no, we're not selling any courses. We don't have a school community. We don't have anything that you have to pay off. Everything is free on YouTube, so you can implement the same thing for your business. I'm recording this video at the very beginning of July, and these are the results that we have on June alone. As you can see, we have more than 200 people trying to sign in, and we also have more than $400K on revenue that month alone. And what we do is very simple. We either help you attracting the leads or help you with the sales process. Sometimes even both. By presenting your services in a way that sounds unique, since I'm not working with online coaches anymore and just moved to the sales and recruitment aspect of it, I can actually give you all the sauce for free. Let's get started, okay? Right. Let's do it. All right, so let's get down to the specific right away. How can you get a good process of client acquisition or lead acquisition in this case? So we're gonna start with two different approaches, the organic outreach and the paid outreach. We're gonna cover the two of them at the same time, okay? For the organic outreach, we're gonna be using Instagram and we're gonna be using Facebook. Instagram hashtag, the Facebook groups, very easy. The way that we're gonna start is by sending 100 messages every single day. Now, Instagram allows you to send 20 messages an hour without actually blocking the account. You're gonna reaching out to every single person within your reach, within your criteria, within your feed, with the people that you want to work with. For example, if you want to work with moms that are trying to lose the postpartum weight, you're going to type fit mom in the hashtags and start scrolling for there. You don't want to work with the people that are too fit, and you don't also want to work with the other people who are in the other side of the spectrum. You want to work with the people who is in between, because those are the people who are just starting to work out, or they have been working out for a while but they haven't achieved their goals yet. So that's the potential people that you want to work with. So let's talk about numbers. How can you actually play this out? So if you send 100 messages every single day, at the end of the month, you're going to have 3,000 DMs. There are software that can actually do this for you. For example, DM Bot and other ones. Realistically speaking, if you've never done this before and you are really bad at it, you're going to have 1 to 2% response rate. So that means anywhere between 30 to 60 people are actually going to reply to you. You're going to have to a 10 to 15% booking rate. So you're gonna have between 6 to 10 people who are actually gonna book a phone call with you, and you're aiming for 1 or 2 closes. Again, this is the worst case scenario. We're gonna see what the best case scenario actually looks like in a minute, okay? Any price that you're gonna be selling, hopefully no less than 2K. Try to keep it in 3K, sweet spot, and then you can work from there. That means, for example, if a client wanna take a full year of training, you can make a different package, maybe 6K, 7K, 9K, depending on what the product is or what your offer is. But kind of always work around it, okay? Where to actually focus on this, because sounds pretty, sounds easy. Come on, there's a lot of things to focus on. So these are the numbers that we already saw. If you are sending 3,000 messages, but you are not seeing people reply to you or booking a phone call with you, that means that you have a messages problem. Your message is not strong enough, it's not good enough that make people want to reach out to you. On the other hand, if you're actually getting these numbers, but you are unable to close those people, that means that you have a closing problem. And that's something that we can actually work on. And we're gonna see at the end of this video how a good conversation can actually work out. Now, let's go to the pay ads. Pretty similar setup, but this is gonna be with a massive investment on the end. But at the end of the day, this is gonna also bring the massive payout. You're gonna be running 3 different ads at any given time. In those ads, you have to run them simultaneously to see which one is performing better, so you can add more budget to it and reduce the budget on the other ones, and then make variations of the ad that is performing well. So those ads, first of all, they're gonna qualify the people. They're gonna present a pain or a problem specific for those people. It's gonna present also a solution, and then it's gonna end it out with a call to action, which is book a phone call with me, check my page, check this lead magnet, whatever. Numbers again, because this is quite important. If you spend $100 a day, which is a high number, you can get results as well for $30 a day, $50 a day, or even less. But $100 a day is gonna guarantee that you're gonna have success one way or another, unless you're making a really big mistake with the offer. But we're gonna talk about that in a second. New followers on IG cost on average anywhere between $2 to $4. So that means that you keep it running for 30 days, you're gonna have 900 new followers at the end of the month. Realistically speaking, again, you're gonna have to 3 to 5% call to book ratio, being realistic, like worst case scenario. That means anywhere between 22, 23 book phone calls. This could be different. If you are really good at messaging, for example, or your ad is really strong, these numbers can go higher. We're talking about the worst case scenario. Couple of them don't even try. Most of those are not going to be qualified. It's not going to be the people who had the high paid job, for example, that can actually spend your services. So don't even try. Half of them, just delete them right away. And you're going to be able to have at least 10 different phone calls with these people that you can present your services on. Same scenario, 1 or 2 sales. Same setup, 2K minimum or 3K sweet spots, but always try to keep it like that. Now, if you do this right and you have enough people that actually want to work with you, there is no way that you can hit 9K, 12K a month easily. And you can actually achieve this probably in the first 2 weeks if you had a good campaign, if you have good content, if your advertising is strong enough. So there is no way that you're gonna overspend when you can have this return on investment. The reality is that sounds pretty, sounds easy, but it's not. So how do you actually get the bookings? Remember that we talk about the messaging problem. It's all about the content. This is the piece that glue everything together, the content. If you don't have good content, you're not gonna have people who are gonna click on you and actually booking something with you. You need to have content that presents who do I help, what makes me different, and what it's like working with me. Those are gonna be the three aspects that is gonna make you stand out about the other people. What is something that you do that sounds unique, sounds different, even though at the end of the day it's just training, sound unique, sound different, that makes people wanna come into you. And for this, you have different ways that you can post this. Short form content, long form content, and advertising. The one that I recommend the most is long form content, because at the end of the day, it's raw content. Shows way more of your personality and makes people want to trust you even more, where they can actually see how do you behave, for example, how do you communicate in an aspect that is not close. Short form content is very limited. Try to get the attention of the people as fast as they can. Long form content is a little bit more reserved. You can actually show way more aspect of your personality, making people want to trust you even more. Now, again, it's all about the content. If you don't have good content, you're not gonna have people who are gonna click on your page and they're gonna actually book a phone call with you or reach out for more questions. So the piece that glue everything together is always gonna be content. Because you gotta remember this, advertising is only gonna amplify what you already have. And here's a quick tip for you. If you already see that most of your client acquisition come in person by friends or referrals, don't even try running ads, because that means that your current page has nothing valuable that bring people online. So you gotta fix that first, and then you can amplify it with advertising, or you can amplify it with reach. But you have to fix what you have first on your page, content, to make people want to stay. So one of the easiest ways that you can start sending messages to those people, how you can actually get the booking. So first of all, it's gonna be a compliment. Hey Jessica, hey Sarah, hey Alex, I really love what you're doing, amazing transformation, amazing journey, really inspiring. Just a small compliment just to break the ice. When those people reply, oh, thank you so much, very nice to you, yeah, it's been a struggle, it's been this, it's been that, perfect. Hey, do you mind if I ask a couple of questions? If they say no, there is ways that you can push that, but we're not gonna cover that right now. But if they say yes, you have to continue the conversation. Just wanna know, what do you do for work, man? Oh, I do this, I do that, got it. And does it keep you busy or is it flexible? Oh, you know what, it is what it is, got it. So how do you feel working out in there? For example, if someone says, hey man, I just work in construction, got it. Dude, like, how do you actually fit a workout in there? Like, where do you find the time? 90% of the people are always gonna be happy talking about themselves, especially if they go to your page and they already can see that you are a trustworthy person. It's gonna be easy for them to open it up. What is the goal? What's the struggle? What are you facing right now? What do you want to achieve? The more they get into the conversation, hey, what have you tried before in order to solve this struggle to get to this goal? Have you ever trained with someone before, either a friend or a coach? Was it a good or a bad experience? So there is a couple of things that you can ask as well. Now, the whole point of this, of the DMs, is that you're not trying to sell something, you're trying just to gather information. And when you already have talking with those people for a moment, then you can proceed with saying, hey man, listen, do you have a minute for a quick phone call? Now, during that phone call, it's either gonna be on the phone or it's gonna be on a Zoom meeting. Either of those works. It's gonna be kind of the same process, okay? So how the structure of this phone call is gonna work, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what we train our people to do or to say during this scenario. Now, don't worry about it. I'm gonna have the whole piece right here available for free. Just go right there to the link and you're gonna see a Google Drive. No payment, nothing, no sign up, just fucking download it for the Google Drive. You got it right there. So the call introduction is gonna be very simple. Hey Alex, this is just Ben, what's up? The person is gonna say something, awesome man, I actually just finished my workout, super excited to talk with you. How's the week been so far? Oh, you know what, got it, great. Well, I know that we have a limited amount of time here, so are you ready to just jump in? Do you have a pen and paper? Now, the pen and paper technique I just learned from Cole Gordon because he's always talking about that video, but it makes sense because it makes the people getting engaged more in the conversation. So they're actually gonna take some notes, for example, or at the end of the phone call, we say, hey, remember that piece of paper that you have? Write this down. Or we make the people interact with what we're saying. Now, if you see that the person is doing anything else but just paying attention to the meeting, there is a couple of ways that we can pull them back in. Hey man, is this a good time to connect? and people are gonna say, hey man, sorry, I forgot that I had this phone call, or no, yeah, you have my attention, got it. Now, if the person says, hey man, sorry, I'm just too busy right now, that person is not gonna be in a position to buy in. So you don't wanna waste time with that person. You just wanna say, hey man, listen, I completely understand, how about if we schedule something? Now, framing. A lot of people says don't frame the phone call because it sounds salesy. Those people are gonna get resistant to you. But when you are new to sales, this high ticket sales, for example, one of the best ways that you can start getting that confidence is by framing the phone call, just so you can get some experience. And after a while, you're gonna be able to move this because you already have the knowledge. So how you wanna frame it is gonna be something like this. Got it. So Alex, what I found out to work best on this type of phone calls is dive deep into the specific of your core situation right now. What's working, what's not working, what do you feel is the biggest challenge in keeping you from moving forward? Once we have some clarity here, if we can help, I'm more than happy to walk you through what the process looks like. If not, I can actually refer you to someone or give you a blueprint to work in the meantime if that sounds good to you. The person is gonna say, yeah, sure, whatever. Amazing. With that being said, probably the best place to start is that, what would you say is your biggest challenge in your fitness journey right now, and what is not working at the level that it should be working? Now, challenge massive, we're gonna try to find that word. Hey man, what is like the biggest challenge that you're facing right now? Now, I don't know why, don't ask me why, but that kind of reduce a little bit resistance when you're talking with the person. Works amazing. Important questions to ask. When someone says something that is related to emotion, we just repeat that with a question. Hey man, when you said this, what do you mean exactly? So when people say, for example, hey man, I'm just feeling stressed. Got it. When you say stress, what do you mean exactly? Or what do you see that though? Or what is it important now? When people say, hey man, I just want to lose weight, I just want to lose 50 pounds right now. Got it. What is that important right now? Why not in the past? Has that put you in a top position? In what way though? Those are questions that will allow you to get deeper into the problem. Works amazing. We're gonna see that in a minute. The idea or the goal of this questioning is just to be able to isolate the problem as much as we can, so we can identify what's truly going on. It's not that they just wake up one day and say, hey, I just wanna lose 30 pounds. Something happened that made them make that switch and say, you know what, I need to do something about it. And in order for us to figure it out, we have to be able to ask deeper questions. Jeremy Miner said this the best way. If you ask surface level questions, you're gonna get surface level answers. So you gotta keep that in mind. So hey, what's the goal that you wanna have? What's the way goal that you wanna have? Oh, I wanna get to this number. Got it. Why the number? So the whole idea is to be able to break the beliefs that they have, what is actually the pain, the doubt that they have, trust, cause, support. We try to roll that out of the table as much as we can so we don't have that resistance at the end of the phone call. Well, what makes more sense is to begin with the end in mind. So what is ultimately the goal that you have? You know what, I'm just trying to get to 150 pounds. Got it. Well, sister, you have thought about that number before. Can I ask you why that number 150? People are gonna say, oh, you know what, it's just because I used to be like that in high school, or that's the way that I feel comfortable on. Got it. And John, let me ask you this. Getting to that way goal will allow you to have what exactly? Pretty basic questions to get into the specific of the problem. Because it's not one problem that we have to figure it out. We have to identify at least 3 to 4 to make the problem seem a little bit bigger. So when we get to the end of the phone call, we can say, hey, John, listen, it seems like your problem is not only this. It seems like it's this, and that. And we can actually fix that for you if you decide to move forward today. So we're gonna have multiple scenarios. I'm just gonna go through this very quickly so we don't spend a lot of time on this. Hey man, what do you do for work? They already replied that on the messages. We're just trying to find consistency. If they say something different, we have to call them out. Or if they continue the same story, we just keep it like that. Hey, what do you do full time? Oh, do you like it? Or you don't like it? What do you mean when you say you don't like it? What was the worst part about it? But this is an important one. Take me to the day when you realized that enough was enough. You drew a line on the sand and you decided to cross it. Walk me through that day again. You gotta remind yourself that humans make decisions based on emotion and they justify with logic. By the nature of them remembering the day that they felt that enough was enough, they're gonna relieve those emotions and they're more likely to move forward with the program just because they were able to relieve that moment, that emotion. You gotta remember, emotions drive change. Keep that in mind. How long have you been thinking about losing weight? But can I ask you a personal question? That's a very massive one. Hey man, can I ask you a personal question? I'm gonna say, yeah, for sure. And the tone had to be very mellow. Hey John, can I ask you a personal question? Yeah, sure. Why now? Why all of a sudden you decided to get in shape? And we have to keep probing like that. So Okay, John, so based on what you're telling me, you have been trying to do this for a couple of months. I mean, what is the biggest thing that is keeping you on moving forward with this or getting to the goal that you want already? Oh man, it's this and this. Got it. Have you ever reached out to anyone that can actually help you losing weight? Got it. Are you working with anyone right now? Have you considered the coaches? Have you done coaching before? Etc, etc. So we know if they already have a good experience, bad experience, what the other coaches did, what the other coaches didn't. If we already have one, oh yeah, I already have trained with another coach in the past, got it. We can always use that as an anchor to be able to present our services by comparing the services with ours. So we can say, hey, other coaches do this, and the reason why you feel stuck is because the other person did this to you or didn't explain you this. And in the mind of the person, oh yeah, you're right. So that's kind of what we're trying to find. Obviously, we have questions about the support if the person is married. Now, if you're working in a big company, for example, you're corporate, you can't really ask if you're married or not. That's against all policies. But when you are on your own, you can definitely ask this. Like, no one's gonna give a fuck. Does your wife support you? What does she think? Does she know that you're in the phone call with me? Oh, what do you think she would think if she found out that you're in the phone call with me? Only when you know the full extent of the problem, you'll be able to move to the pitch. Not before by any means. A lot of people try to rush this, and that's the problem. But there is a way that we can do this. It's called transition. And it has to be very smooth by leading to the person. So when you see, for example, door-to-door sales rep, they're gonna try to lead you to what the problem is. So they're gonna say, hey, can you come with me for a second? If you take attention to this part of the porch, you're gonna be able to see that roaches start gathering here every time in the season. So what we do is that we cover this with the pesticide that we have, so that allow them not to be able to go inside the house. But if you come with me right now, come with me please, and you see this other part right here that you see on the wall, and instead I said, we are leading to the solution. Same way that car dealerships and everything else. So what we say is like, hey man, listen, I don't feel like I have any more questions, but is there anything else that you feel like we haven't covered that you think is important for me to know? And the person is gonna be able to say, hey, yeah, this or not. And we can clear that out and move on. Great, so based on what you told me previously, we can definitely help. And we have to be definitive with this one. We don't say we might be able to help because we are trying to remove doubt from them. So we say, hey, we can definitely help. Now, where do you wanna go from here? I can walk you through the exact process of how we can help you getting from 200 pounds to 150 if you want, but you tell me where you want to go. And the reason why we do this is like, hey, I can show you where the roaches start gathering, but you let me know where you want to go. 99% of the people are going to say, yeah, walk me through what the process would look like. Got it. The pitch of how do you actually present the solution has to be the simultaneous explanation of what everything they've done in the past didn't work and why your solution is going to be different. Let me put you through an example. When it comes to this desired outcome, here is the problem. Most people are trying to do this wrong thing because of that they end up having this problem that will lead to the consequences of that problem. Instead, what we do is that this action or this feature, which allow you to have this benefit, that will lead you to the benefit of the benefit. Does it make sense? Is that fair? Is that accurate? What are your thoughts on that? And when the person says, oh yeah, makes perfect sense. Got it. What are your thoughts on that? And we try to make the people justify what they heard. So here's how we train our people to say things in online coaching. Hey man, listen, I completely hear you. When it comes to training, all the coaches are gonna put you through this. Nutrition plan, workout plan, and accountability. And that's boring. Because a nutrition plan that they're gonna give you is gonna put you on a chicken and rice kind of a diet. And come on, let's be honest. You wanna go out with your friends, you wanna go to the birthday party, and unless that cake is made out of chicken and rice, it's not gonna work out. So what we do instead is that we teach you how to eat whatever you want and still looking good. And there is a magic word for it that you want to hear it. It's called macros. As long as you follow your macros, you're going to look amazing. I can guarantee you that. Since we already know 70% of the results come from diet alone, but we're trying to achieve maximum results here. So all the people, all the coaches are going to tell you, hey, you have to work out 4 times a week, otherwise this is not going to work. What we do is that what happens if life happens and you can't make it to the session? For example, you can't work out, you're stuck in traffic, kids, family, and the other ones, and you just can't work out. Don't worry, our program take that into account. We calculate what is the minimum amount of workouts that you need during the week so you can get the results that you want. How does it sound for you? Is that fair? And then we go for the killing. Accountability. Oh, come on, Sarah, you don't need accountability. You're a full-grown ass woman. You don't need someone over your shoulder telling you what to do and what not to do. That's boring. you're never gonna learn. What we do in this case is that after working out with us, after working out with me, you're never gonna need another trainer again in your life. And that's called lifetime recalibration. How does it sound for you? Is that fair? What we do in this case is that, hey, all the coaches focus on these things, and that's 99% of the coaches out there. What we do is that we are going to teach you everything that we know, so you never have to go for another training again. We remove the competition right there. But most important is we use different words to present our services. Hey, other people are going to put you on this diet. We're also going to put in a diet, but it's going to sound different. Hey, we're going to teach you how you can actually enjoy food, eat whatever you want and still looking good. Macros. Follow your macros, you're going to be good to go. You can't really work out in a strict plan. Doesn't matter. What is the minimum amount of workouts that you need during the week to get your results? And that's how I ended up presenting those services. That makes a massive difference on how people actually perceive your services. But because not only you show yourself as an expert, but also you show that you actually care for the person's results by the way that you're presenting the service. So, committing phase, again, guys, this is just for the people who are getting into this. Obviously, when you are experienced, you don't have to do this because the way that you present services or products are way different. But if you are just beginning on this and you want to get that momentum, you want to get that experience, this is going to be one of the best ways that you can actually do it. By just following a script like this that will allow you to get to that point. So the committing phase, we do a temperature check. We see how likely they're going to move forward with the product or the service that we're offering. So we say, cool. So what questions do you have about those 3 or 4 particular things that we talk about it? Got it. So then we're going to be able to clarify some questions. If they have one, if they don't, we move to the next one. Okay, so how do you feel about the process? Do you feel like this is what you need to get your weight down to 150? This is a very important part because you're not only listening to what they say, but also how they say it. If they say something like, yeah, I guess so, that means, come on, there are no certainty out there. Those people are not committed. They're not going to move forward if you present the price. So what you're going to say is that, got it, just so I can understand it on my end. In a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel in terms of this is exactly what you need to get to 150 pounds, for example? If they say anything that A below, you go with this. What do you think is keeping you from this being a 9 out of 10? You can also use the Magic 1 technique. Hey, if I can give you a Magic 1 right now and you can weigh or offer the way that you like, what will have to be there in order to make this a 9 out of 10? And then you can just work from there. Assuming that we already clarified all the questions, the person is willing to move forward, so we just gotta finish it up. So we're gonna be like, got it. So if you don't have any more questions and you feel good about it, what's next? Where do you want to go from here? We're giving the person the exit, but we're also pushing here. And the reason why we're going to say that is like, hey, where do you want to go from here? I can actually show you what's the next step are, but where do you want to go? And we say with enough confidence so that people can actually take the lead. 99% of the time, people are going to be like, how much does it cost? Or what is the next step? Got it. So you will process the investment with me. And once we take care of that, I'm gonna give you some immediate homework to get some quick wins. And also can you send you over your current training program to me so I can give it a small review, modify it, and most people find out that they can have more energy, better results immediately after the first breakdown call. The investment to get you from 200 pounds to 150 is gonna be 3K. And then you just shut up, you don't say anything. You let them process this, don't try to fill the silence, don't try to justify the price, just let it breathe. Let them process what you just said. Some people are gonna say, just continue talking. I would say, hey, you know what, that's one of the worst possible techniques that you can teach someone. Just let it breathe, let it breathe. Let them give the first word, okay? We have 2 ways that this conversation can go. If you actually did a pretty good job presenting the framework, presenting the solution, presenting how the peak for problem is and how you can actually fix that better than faster than other people, you're going to have very little objection. You're not going to have to handle everything at the end. Those people are already close. You just got to move forward. Maybe you're going to have some logistic stuff that you have to figure it out, but that's logistic, it's not an objection. The other part of the conversation is that you're actually going to have objections. So how to do that? You're going to have 3 main ones. It's going to be the uncertainty. I have to think about it. I have to talk with my partner. I don't have the money. We're going to cover that right now. So if people say, hey, I just need to think about this. I don't like make decisions on the spot. Got it. You're going to reply something like this. Alex, I love that. I'm the exact same way. I like to analyze things. And there is anything in the process where I'm a little bit confused, I like to pause, make sure everything is clear before I can make a decision. So let me send you some information. That way you can clarify things that you're a little bit confused about. But what can I send you over? Is this about the program, the pricing, the results? What do you want me to send you over? That way, I can send you this information and you can analyze, think about it in the next couple of weeks. How about that? Now, it's very important that we say, hey, in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, whatever, we try to remove the shoulders that they are not pressured to buy right now. We want them to feel that way. Even though that we're trying to make them buy right now, we just want to make them feel that this is not salesy, that, hey man, I got your back. Think about it as much as you want. And the person is going to be able to say, hey man, it's just, I don't know, it's just about the program. I don't know, the results are not guaranteed. Got it. So you move from the objection, I need to think about it, to what it actually is. Now, if they say something like, I need to talk with my partner about this, got it. So you're gonna have multiple scenarios, but I'm just gonna put 3 right now to see how the conversation can go. So the first one is gonna be entirely on logistic. The person actually have to talk with the partner about this because they have to move some money or something like that, but the person is fully buying in. In that case, you can have 2 different scenarios. You can coach them on how to actually have the conversation with the partner so everything goes smooth, or you can tell them to schedule another phone call, like a follow-up with you, so every party can be involved. This is a very rare scenario, but happens sometimes. Then you're gonna have the other one that is a completely small screen. This is using this as a way to get out. So you're gonna reply something like this: hey John, or hey Sarah, just out of curiosity, how would you explain this to your partner? How are you gonna explain this? That way you can understand what the thought process is and clarify everything in between. Now, the third kind of a person is the person who has one foot on every single area. It's like, hey man, listen, there are 2 ways that this conversation can go if you want to go to your partner and actually talk with her. So the first one is going to be, hey, honey, you know that I'm struggling with work right now. Well, I just hop in a phone call with this random guy that I met on the internet and said that he might be able to help me out. And it's going to cost me $3,000. What do you think? Here's all the details. Come on, man. She's going to hear $3,000 and she's going to say immediately no. So, but we have option 2. That you're gonna go to your wife and you're gonna say with confidence, hey, you know that I've been struggling with weight for a while, but I finally made the decision and I'm actually committed to take this where it should be. And I found someone that can actually help me get into that point. So I'm coming to you to ask you for your support and your buying in so we can do this together. So John, which one is gonna be? And you kind of throw the ball at them so that way, for example, they can actually help you out making the decision. Try to avoid the most common ones, like, hey, I need you to think about it. Got it, what's that you need to think about it? Come on, 90% of the people are trained to hear that by other sales reps, and you don't want to sound salesy. I need to talk with my partner about this. You don't want to say, oh, what is that you need to talk with your partner about this? Oh, put it on the phone call right now. Or let's schedule another meeting with your wife. Unless it's purely logistic, you never want to do that. Same with the I can afford this. Oh, we have payment plans. Don't go to the payment plans right now because you don't even know if the person is in the position of buying in. You don't even know if the person is committed to this or the person actually see the value. So it's a couple of things that you can ask to see if the person has the intention of buying in or actually seeing the value on the product. So the way that we like to teach people how to reply this question is this. I just can't afford this. Hey man, listen, don't even stress about it. If you have the money, it's all good. Don't worry about it. As a matter of fact, if you allow me, I can help you out coming with a small plan that will allow you to save some money in the next couple of weeks. So whenever it's that you want to do this or not, you can keep us in the back of your head. Is that fair for you? The person is going to be able to say, yeah, just help me out making the plan. Got it. But just to have some clarity on my end. John, is this something that you really want to do? The person can say yes, can say no. Those are the only 2 options that the person can give you. If the person says no, either because it wasn't qualified enough or you lost the person way early in the phone call. If the person says yes, you're gonna triple down on this one and say, hey, got it, but how would you justify the money, the cost of this program? How would you justify spending $3,000 on something like this? Now, what I love about this question is that force the person to explain why they think this is valuable for them. So most of the time people are gonna say, oh, because you know what, it's health, I wanna live more years, I want to be able to spend time with my family, etc. They're going to give good reasons why they should be doing this. That's why I love this question so much. How would you justify spending all that money, man? How would you do it? And they're going to give you all good causes of why they should be doing this program. And then we just go for the killing, the 4 down, triple down, whatever you want to call it. Hey man, listen, before we can actually find ways to raise the money for this, let me ask you this. If I could potentially help you out and support you with investment today, and I could do, let's say, 50% off or 70% off, depending on how much potential do you see in this person. Will you be willing to work with me and do me a favor as well? Give me a 1-minute video testimony that I can post on my stories on my Instagram, for example. And I want to clarify that there are multiple ways that you can drop the price without actually dropping the value. For example, if you say, hey, I can sign you off for 50% off. If you are selling a program that is monthly, for example, or weekly, hey man, I can give you 50% off, but we come in longer. So there are multiple ways that you can do this. Hey man, if I could do this today for you, would you be willing to work with me and do me a favor as well? And that way you can start removing some resistance at the end of the phone call. So this is one of the easiest ways. So you can start presenting your services or your products in a better way that makes more sense to the people to actually buy in. Try and let me know how it works for you in the comments. Bye.